My name is Matthew Jester, making a quick video here. So I have a certificate of completion just showing that I'm certified and competent in the field of hypnosis. I'm going to go over some very brief problems here that I've been experiencing. I need to start including in the description all the because I've been saying that in all my introductions, and I've been meaning to do that, but most of the videos are just mostly being used for evidence for a court case. But still, regardless of such, on my YouTube channel, there is the video Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition that I explain all the different methods and techniques that they're using to inhibit my ability to speak, stuttering, speaking slowly, mumbling, any other difficulty speaking. And, typically this will happen in the first 3 minutes. And also, the hypnosis inhibiting my ability to speak is often very noticeable throughout my videos. On my Facebook page, you can see a list of the various hypnotic commands. Also on the Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition video. Let's see. I'm also going to briefly explain the methods and patterns that can be noticed in my videos of hypnotic writing impairment. Let's see. Patterns of hypnotic writing impairment. A complete inability to properly articulate and write a complete sentence adequately the first time. A limited capacity of only being able to articulate 3 to 5 words at one time. While writing, the hypnosis would inhibit my ability to articulate the next 3 to 5 word sentence portions until I wrote down all previous 3 to 5 word sentence portions. This was done so that I couldn't determine if the sentence or sentence portion was properly articulated before writing it down, because then I could be forced to write improperly articulated sentences and be forced to rewrite the sentences several times before being able to properly articulate the sentence. An inability to form logical sentences by combining the individual sentence portions I am able to articulate. The hypnotic writing impairment would typically require me to rewrite sentences between 4 to 12 times on average, with excessive pauses and breaks caused by hypnotic memory repression, resulting in a single sentence requiring between 30 minutes to an hour and a half to write and articulate on average. The hypnotic writing impairment would also involve slowing down the speed I'm able to write, approximately 5 to 10 times slower than normal. Hypnotized to feel back pain and tension mostly on the right side of my back as a method of distracting my conscious attention away from the speed of my pencil strokes so that I wouldn't notice how much the hypnosis was inhibiting my ability to write. The back pain and tension was mostly on the right side of my back because I write with my right hand. Let's see. And I actually also have a 23-minute hypnotic speech impairment compilation video of the most severe examples of the hypnotic speech impairment that I've experienced. The worst I would experience before I started the YouTube channel this year in April wasn't comparable to tics from Tourette's syndrome or tardive dyskinesia, which is further evidence of why this is still not normal for me if it started because I made a YouTube channel. Okay. Anyways, just pointing that out. And I have a lot more than 548 videos, 78 videos now, but regardless of such, let's see. So I have this here. This is an example. Also, I just wanted to include that the word is supposed to be that, but it's THA instead. Just where the arrow is pointing because there's no T there. I mean, you can see the capital T in the next word, but yeah, different. So, anyways, there we go. I was also told that the hospitals and doctors let me see. Hmm. Um, this is another reason too. I am like really traumatized. You know what I'm saying? Cause like this kind of stuff is really like serious. And this is why like selflessness really is like this. Um, will help to help people understand. Hopefully, the message that I'm really trying to communicate about the reason why I live the way I do. Selflessness is extremely important. So, first of all, like when it's so here's the thing. I was hypnotized because this is what they did for me, right? They would inhibit me. Like basically, this is where it gets even weirder too. Almost as if this entire fundraiser was premeditated. But I just made a Facebook video talking about a fundraiser to help me get the hypnotherapy, and then which is something that would really benefit me a lot. That's one of the. I mean, it's something that's also very selfless too. At the same time, you, because I'm doing a lot of things for other. Most of the things I'm doing are for other people. So it's not just myself that I'm taking into consideration by any means. My safety is actually the concern here with that specifically. That consumes my attention and thoughts, but like that and financial security. Okay. Um, but anyway, so like when with the hypnosis, some things that I noticed were like the patterns of the patterns and suggestions of like the hypnosis would allow me to do certain things, but only if it would not benefit me. So, for example, I noticed the hypnosis inhibiting my ability to like think and organize to help with a fundraiser, a different fundraiser for an orphanage in Uganda, and um, like so like I was trying to think thinking about the kids and trying to think about the kids and everything. The hypnosis wasn't exactly allowing me to do so, but I was just thinking about the other charities and how to do this as well as possible, right? Just because he was asking me to help him out with that, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, let's see how I can help you out, right? Um, and um, what I what I noticed was like it seemed almost as if just because like if I started really focusing more on the like I just if I started focusing more on the fundraiser for my hypnotherapy, it would benefit me more personally than it would most likely to do the fundraiser for the orphanage in Uganda. Especially because I mean, it would kind of be like I'm doing two different causes here. One is for me, one is for an orphanage, and of course, right? But at the same time, like um, I was then hypnotized to feel as if it would be easier to help with the orphanage and less hypnotic inhibition, and to feel the increased motivation to help with the orphanage fundraiser, just because it would make it more difficult for me to do the hypnotherapy fundraiser. Um, and it's kind of an interesting situation. Hmm. Hmm. So, but like, and this is something that I take extremely serious, as well, because it's not something that, is I'm doing for myself at all. Like, it's not about that, it's about them. Um, and also the hypnotherapy has a lot to do with that too. Um, but yeah, anyways, I'm just kind of, yeah, out of the hypnosis. It's hurting my back. Hmm. Anyways, um, so this is something that I'm actually very excited to do. Okay, lovely. Um, ow. Okay. Um. So by the way, trying to finish this. Okay, there it is. I also told the doctors and hospitals were going to lie to me about any medical conditions. That the hospitals and doctors were going. Okay. Were going to lie to me about any medical conditions I developed. As part of the contract. For the movie production. I was hypnotized to think that. Klonopin meant that the medication I really gotta hurry with this. 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 That the medication, Klonopin. I really gotta hurry with this. I really gotta hurry with this. I really gotta hurry with this. Klonopin meant I was making movie scenes. It's not good. This is not good. This is not good. And the medication volume meant I was an emergency medical intermission for my movie. Faster, 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 faster. Emergency medical intermission for my movie. And hypnosis is making my back tense up so that I could get actual health care. Ow. Oh, that's right. But I was hypnotized. And I'm gonna change from healthcare to medical care, by the way. And also, by the way, I was hypnotized to even think that they need to look after me, my well-being, just to make sure that I didn't look too selfless. But I was hypnotized to not know what they were supposed to mean. Okay. Okay. And then I also have to include everything about my back. Okay, that makes sense. Um. Okay, so I can see what happened right here. Wow, this is abuse. This is abuse. This is abuse. This is abuse. And by the way, okay, I'm really being abused a lot right now. I'm trying to do so many different things at once. Okay, oh, my back, my back, my back, my back, my back, my back. Hang on a second. Let me see. This is the thing, is like I wrote that much, like from right here, literally, all the way down. And that's the problem, is like if I have to erase all of that, I might as well just almost write the entire thing. That was done intentionally, man. So I needed to include. I was also given various other sexual threats harming my reproductive and sexual health. How did this fit in there? See, this is where I'm hypnotized to feel it angry and everything along those lines. Okay. Oh my god. I'm hypnotized to feel really angry right now, and I shouldn't be at all. Like, I mean, I'm hypnotized. Like, this is abuse. This is sick. These people are sick. These people are sick. These people are sick. I need to write this quickly, too. Okay. Anyways, what was it right here? Okay. I was also given various other threats, other sexual threats harming my reproductive and sexual health. Okay. Oh. I was hypnotized. To increase the frequency I smoke cigarettes. And I was made to believe and okay, so that okay, see what, like, I shouldn't have to feel any strain doing this. I shouldn't have to feel any strain doing this. That was very noticeable how I felt that strain. That was the hypnosis. That's just not normal. It's not normal. That's more evidence I'm being abused. That's more evidence I'm being abused. I wrote also that happened because I was right. I mean, this should not be strenuous at all to say. This should be extremely easy for me to say. I wrote down the entirely wrong thing. I wrote that I was made to believe that instead of I was made to believe instead of I was told that my mucosal production. So that's what happened there. And then I just wrote I was again. Twice. So that's more further evidence of the situation. And I'm not going to react the way that I'm hypnotized to. I'm going to refuse to do that, and I'm going to expose them the more that they try to inhibit me, and I'm going to use it as evidence against them. Mucosal production and cough reflex. Now this is actually extremely dangerous too, because this situation, I mean, it's consuming so much time, and see why I shouldn't have had any difficulty there saying that. That's further evidence of the hypnosis, and I shouldn't have any difficulty reading this either. It's like I'm hypnotized to feel it's physically strenuous. We're being repressed for my movie production. Okay, I'm trying to read. I'm trying to read. I was made to believe that the repressed mucosal production and cough reflex were increasing my risk. And I actually had quite a bit extra space here to write everything that I needed to. Okay. Another thing too is I noticed that the so what this was probably just to make me look more OCD too, but I'm really definitely assuming so. So this is really taking excessive amounts of time. I was made to believe. that. Repressed mucosal protection, cough reflex. And cough reflex. Oh, I just got that. Okay. Okay, and then let's see back. Okay. And I mentioned this too in the video, which is great reference point, right? Great evidence. So I was hypnotized to feel pain. In the small of my back. Underneath my shoulder blade. And the more I try to point this stuff out, that's why, like, because it shouldn't, you notice how I'm not having any difficulty talking right now. Okay, so I can go ahead and say this without having any difficulty, or else it'll be too noticeable that I'm hypnotized, and I can use it as evidence that I'm hypnotized. So what I was trying to say is being repressed from my memory, apparently. So I'm using this as evidence because it's being repressed from my memory. It's being repressed from my memory. It's being repressed from my memory. Oh, that's right. The cognitive inhibition impairment, from the hypnotic cognitive impairment, and then also how I was squinting when I said that. That's further evidence of the situation. So perfect. I'm just pointing that out. Oh wait. Oh, I was hypnotized to feel pain in the small of my back and between my shoulder blades. Okay, so I wrote, I was hypnotized to feel pain in the small of my back underneath my shoulder blade because I write with my right hand, and that is not I intended to write at all. Right in the small of my back between my shoulder blades. And so this is also what I mean, because I'm hypnotized right now to think that they're going to try to take my time away from organizing the fundraiser too, just so that they could abuse me more and get away with it. But that's what I meant by these are the types of people that would literally launder money from a charitable organization or nonprofit organization. That's a small example. Not in the entirety of the situation is actually much more sickening than that alone. These are the types of people that threatened me for trying to donate money. Also threatened, to try to improve the medical. And the small of my back. This is the hypnosis inhibiting me so much, right? I'm trying to talk about it, so let's go ahead and expose the hypnosis while we're doing this. And because it's really sick what they're doing. In between my shoulder blades. So what I'm trying to describe right now was I wanted to try to get improve the medical treatments available, or add more, add to current medical treatments available. To save cancer patients, for example, to help for cancer, as an example, and I was threatened for that. And then them knowing, they wrote a lullaby in nursery. They told me a nursery rhyme involving children dying. I'm trying to write. I'm trying in between my shoulder blades. Right. Okay, so this is another thing, is the hypnosis is trying to get me stopped. I need to articulate. Oh, I'm not rewriting this again. This is the problem here. Okay, so okay, so also post-hypnotic suggestions are elicited in succession, oftentimes, one after another. So they definitely bypass my critical faculty to be exposed to be elicited, but now they're not. So all those weird facial expressions and noises that I made, and that difficulty speaking, that was all the hypnosis. I was hypnotized to feel pain in the small of my back in between my shoulder blades and severe muscle tension on the right side of my back underneath my shoulder blade. So that I'd feel the need to crack my back frequently. For relief. Okay. In the small of my back in between my shoulder blades and severe muscle tension. Okay. On the right side of my back. Underneath my shoulder blade. So that I have to crack my back frequently for relief. I was told they did this to me. Because they wanted me to develop. By the way, when I was scratching in the back of my head just barely, I was hypnotized to think about how there's a lot of pattern interruptions here. I noticed, so after the staph infection, MRSA, contracting MRSA that I was talking about last night. I wanted to go a little bit more into detail on that, but then apparently I was enticed to read about that, and then start writing about hypnosis repressing my sense of thirst. So, wanted me to develop back problems. Impairing my sexual health. There is more back pain too, all of a sudden. Even though I'm in and even though I'm sitting in a very comfortable chair, it just defies. See, this is that heavy breathing and the change in my facial expression. And making sexual intercourse seem painful. My back is hurting too. My back is hurting. 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 So I know that this was also done as a form of punishment, to try to deter me from certain behaviors that were undesired, specifically like being political, also to try to break me from certain habits, collecting evidence against them, everything along those lines. And I really want to put them in prison. Their lives are really these people are really worthless to society, literally. Oh. So I'm just responding right now. Talking about the fundraiser actually. So it's because right now it's looking at estimates, exact amounts necessary. It's best to get exact amounts if possible. Okay, so again, the hypnosis is inhibiting me right now, trying to get me to stop thinking with my mind and start thinking with my back pain. And I don't care. It's best to get exact amounts if possible too. Before we officially get started. To get an exact amount of money that we're fundraising. Possible before we officially get started, so that we don't have to change the amount unexpectedly. Okay. Okay, and then this is going to be about the Charlie Sheen has AIDS thing too. Okay, and of course, it's going to be like wrapping up Charlie Sheen has AIDS actually. Charlie Sheen has AIDS. And snow globe / earthquake. Metaphor. Letter content. Page 7. Okay, alright, so with the Charlie Sheen has AIDS metaphor. Ow, ow, and ow, and ow, and ow. I'm not gonna pop my back. I don't have to, it's just muscle tension from hypnosis. Oh, there we go. Okay. So the Charlie Sheen has AIDS hypnotic metaphor. Yeah, the hypnosis is inhibiting me. The hypnosis is inhibiting me. This is cute. The Charlie Sheen has AIDS hypnotic metaphor. Was also another threat. Toward my sexual health and reproductive health. So by the way, I wanted to note that since I wrote that down, I was hypnotized. I think that was another, like, I had to accept that I wrote it down. I was like, I mean, I was also given various other threats towards my reproductive and sexual health, even though I didn't have to, because I was already talking about the water impairing my health, and it wasn't just all about threats to give me diseases, but okay, anyway. So the cherishing has AIDS. Hypnotic metaphor was another threat towards my sexual health and reproductive health. Uh, regarding breaking my legs. And I'm hypnotized to feel pain for writing this. Breaking my legs. And and if I potentially broke my back, and I was sentenced to think that that's what the back meant, by the way, but so just including that one sentence, I was sentenced to think that meant another kid dying, which is disgusting. Ow. Okay. See, and I mean, that's a different emotional reaction than pain, you know, so when I said ow, that kind of just is further evidence that, you know, like, I'm being punished for caring and for not, you know, being sick about the situation. So, moving on,